¿Qué pasa, beautiful people, and welcome back. I am Karim, channel name Smell of Truth, and thank you so much for passing by. On this channel, we focus on three things: having fun, giving recommendations that will make you smell amazing, and the truth. And today, we're not gonna focus on having fun, we're not gonna focus on giving recommendations that will make you smell amazing, we are gonna focus on the truth. This is what I wanna support a little bit more on my channel, where I just give out my opinions, where I just give out a little sight behind the scenes kind of, where I just wanna talk to you guys like face to face, almost through the screen. Hello there. And I kind of just can like talk freely and say what I have to say. Before I start, I just want to say we are all humans, we all make mistakes, and we cannot be perfect. No one is perfect, and I do not expect anyone to be perfect. I am not perfect, you are not perfect, nobody's perfect. This is what I want to say. And also, I don't want to immediately like kind of judge anyone directly. I don't want to directly sort of influence your opinion. I just want to give out my opinion. If you agree with it, great, welcome, feel free to subscribe. If you disagree with it, let's have a normal conversation or debate or discussion in the comment section. So what I want to talk about is the current situation in the fragrance community. And to be honest, I don't like the direction where this community is going. First of all, I used to talk about clones as well, but I do not support them anymore because I actually reflected my thoughts, I reflected my behavior, and I reflected the actual thing behind it. And the actual thing behind it, what I mean with this is that ideas get stolen, get sold cheaply, and are kind of made to replace the original. Me, who one day wants to have his own brand, I realized that it's actually not good talking about clones. First of all, I don't know if most of these clones are actually safe to sell, to be honest. The niche fragrances that are in the store most probably went through IFRA, and I would say they are pretty much safe if they went through IFRA. Like, of course, allergic reactions and alcohol is also not really good for your skin and all that stuff. It can always happen. And not all are like purely natural and not all are like purely safe to wear and whatever. Totally get it. But I think we can agree that some standards have been fulfilled when you buy a designer fragrance or a, let's say, a popular niche fragrance that is like in many stores worldwide, that has been through IFRA and stuff, you know what I mean? And I don't know if these standards are actually fulfilled when you buy clones. I have to be honest, this is a topic that I need to do some more research. I just like to share this out. So maybe if there is someone out there that is like an expert or even from a brand or whatever, maybe they can tell me that right now in the comment section, and I would be totally happy to hear that. Then I can make another video on this topic and be like, hey, look, had this discussion, did my research, this brand owner told me his fragrances are safe for IFRA, but I'm not gonna say that it is gonna be an advertising or whatever. I'm just gonna like say it out, kind of like, you know, at the end what counts for me is that you guys are happy with my content, that you guys are happy with my recommendations, and that you guys are happy with the fragrances that you bought because of me. But what I also want to do is have my morals, and this goes against my morals. Because as I said, one day I want to have my own brand. If someone steals my idea, sells it for cheaper to make my product sell less, to basically damage my brand because it's supposed to replace my product, it is a dream of mine, and you're basically like kind of destroying my dream, kind of like, you know. Of course, big brands like Dior and whatever, they are not really kind of affected by this, but there are also some small brands out there that are getting cloned the out, man, and they feel that, like, you know what I mean? And so yeah, this was just kind of one thought that I had about this whole thing. The other thing is that whenever people in the community promote these clones, they always say, oh, it's a Middle Eastern perfume. Of course, yeah, the brand comes from the Middle East, but this is for me not a Middle Eastern perfume. Not every perfume out there is, in my opinion, a Middle Eastern perfume, because, I mean, everyone sees it however they want. For me, a Middle Eastern perfume is something that smells like a Middle East. You know what I mean? Not something specifically that was created in the Middle East, but something that smells like Middle East. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I don't know about Vidian, for example. I don't remember if they actually are produced in the Middle East, but not all of them smell like the Middle East. Not all of them smell like a Middle Eastern perfume. It's a Middle Eastern brand if they are being produced there and if they have their HQ or whatever there. But besides that, like, you know what I mean? If it smells like Dior Sauvage, for example, is this really a Middle Eastern perfume? For me, Middle Eastern perfume is a direction of how the fragrance smells. Ombre Nomade, Ambre Levant from Louis Vuitton. These are for me Middle Eastern perfumes because they smell like the Middle East, kind of, you know what I mean? This is how I view it, but feel free to share with me what you think of it, how you view it. In any case, what also kind of pisses me off is that all these influencers, they smell it like this. They do it like this. They spray the original here. They spray the clone on the other one. And they're like, smells 90% the same. Or, wow, this is even better. Like, give yourself some time. I really don't like, look, if it's advertising and you just want free bottles, then say it. You know what I mean? If you rush your content like this is also a topic that pisses me off, by the way. If you rush your content like this, for me, it gives me a cheap feeling. For me, it means that you do not want to give your audience quality. You do not put work in your content for your audience. Your audience doesn't mean enough to you. Or you want something more, I don't know. This is what I feel when I see these kind of videos. And also I find it really pathetic that most are like, the clone is better than the original just because of the price point. And I mean, look, I get it. Not everyone can afford a Louis Vuitton that is like $350. I totally get it, man. For sure. Easy peasy. But how I see it, and I know many people are gonna disagree with it, is if I go out there, I want to smell like Louis Vuitton. I don't go out there looking for a clone or a fake of it and say I smell like Louis Vuitton. You do not smell like Louis Vuitton. You smell like Lattafa. This is not the same. Yeah, but it's a clone of Louis Vuitton. I don't care. It's not Louis Vuitton. If you go out there and you want a Gucci belt and you buy a fake one from, I don't know, Turkey, Egypt, wherever, China, it is not Gucci. It might look like Gucci, same as the fragrance might smell like Louis Vuitton, but it is not. And this is also like an attitude that I think is ridiculous. Like, you are out there spraying yourself with a $35 clone that is supposed to smell like the $350 perfume, and your attitude is like you are the king of the world or the queen of the world and you smell exactly like a $350 perfume. This is like not how it works. If it will be that easy, everyone will do it, you know what I mean? You need to think about it. Like, this is at least how I see it, okay? And also, I hate it when people say I cannot afford it. Look, for some people I totally get it. Some people really cannot afford it. But there are people out here in Switzerland who have a higher salary than me. They just have other priorities on spending. But don't come at me with, I cannot afford it. You can afford it. You just don't want to afford it. Most people that say I cannot afford it actually have the money, but don't want to spend it on perfume. But then I think it is more fair to say that you do not want to spend the money on this expensive perfume because you do not see the worth in it, instead of saying I cannot afford it. Because the sentence I cannot afford it makes you seem like you are poor, and you are not. It's just kind of that it has also a little bit to do with the mindset, you know what I mean? And I know I piss a lot of people off with my opinion right now, but this is just me. This is me telling the truth. And if this pisses you off right now, maybe it is better if you stop watching this video right now, because I'm just gonna get even more honest and I'm gonna tell even more of my personal truths and my personal thoughts that you might not like. That's all I'm gonna say. Because hear me out. If the influencer that recommends you that a dupe really means the best for you, why is this person not wearing it themselves on events, in public, whatever? They might wear it once for review or because they do not have the original yet in their collection, but you barely see influencers who actually wear the clone. They mostly go for the original if they have it in their collection. I don't see many of these influencers who are like, oh, I'm wearing Latafa, whatever, the clone of Louis Vuitton Imagination. No, they actually wear Louis Vuitton Imagination and they rub it off your face. They make money with their advertising and they don't even see the worth in wearing it themselves. I'm not gonna give you some proof right now. I'm not gonna blend in screenshots and all that stuff, because at the end it is also about faith. If you have faith in me, if you have faith in my words, if you think I'm trustworthy, I appreciate you. If you think I tell the truth, I appreciate it. If you think I'm a scumbag, if you think I am lying my ass off, if you think that I have just something personal about dupes because they are cheap, no, there are actually great cheapies out there, to be honest, then that's also okay. But don't watch my content, don't leave hateful comments, don't comment me with you look like Voldemort, gummy smile, whatever, like I smile like this. Why is this such a negative thing to you? In any case, what I want to say is, so many influencers told me in my face or DM'd me after having a small discussion in group chats or in private DMs that they actually never wear the dupes. They just get it to have another bottle in their collection or to get paid off. And sorry for breaking your trust right now, I guess, but that's why I actually don't mention any names. Because look, I totally see it if they recommend it for their audience, because not everyone can afford this $300 perfume. But then be honest. Say, look guys, personally I have the original, I wear the original, I enjoy the original more, but if you cannot afford the original, this one is actually pretty good. No one will say anything besides that concept and the idea of the fragrance was stolen and cloned, but besides that no one will say anything. So it is not only about the morals that the idea and the concept was stolen, it is also about the morals behind the advertising. That's what this is like kind of my 2 cents on this topic. Then I had another thing. So yeah, there is a brand out there that I genuinely fell in love with, that I genuinely like, with the experience their fragrances are giving me and with the quality that they provide. And you all know it is ELYON Dubai. I talk about ELYON Dubai a lot because I really appreciate the fragrances, I really appreciate what they do, how they work with influencers, or at least how they work with me, and they provide exceptional quality. They provide amazing smelling scents. Infinity is, in my opinion, the best rosewood fragrance that is currently on the market. Aria is a really nice, unique, powdery, almost creamy-ish, slightly feminine-leaning kind of scent with some spicy powderiness. Jimeros is just an absolute beast. Spray this outside and keep it away from your favorite clothes and bedsheets, because you are not gonna get rid of this that easily. It is super powerful, super masculine, and the ultimate confidence booster. If you want fragrances in your collection that provide exceptional quality, that guarantee a long-lasting experience and will make you smell amazing, you can go check them out at elyondubai.com and even use my discount code Karim20 to save a little bit of money. And since we're already talking about advertising, now comes the real plot twist. It's been going viral on Instagram and on TikTok, I think. I don't know if the YouTube community actually noticed it, I guess, whatever. But there has been this clone of vanilla of that expensive vanilla perfume. I don't remember from Guerlain. I don't remember if it was Vanilla Plantaforia or if it was Double Vanille. In any case, there were influencers out there who got the product sent by the brand. The brand was okay with saying, hey, be honest, if you don't like it, you can say that's okay. And by the way, I respect that. I respect every brand who is like, hey, if you don't like it, that's okay. Create some content, tell the truth, as long as you're respectful and you do not hurt my brand. I love that. I love that. This is all I wish for in the fragrance community. Just some respect and the truth. By telling the truth, you don't need to be disrespectful. If you don't like, look, I don't like Dior Sauvage. I'm making fun of it because I guess to make views. Have to be honest, I guess to make views and because it is fun to make fun of Dior Sauvage and to trash Dior Sauvage. And because I know that I'm definitely not gonna hurt Dior with my content because I don't influence millions of people. I'm not Jeremy Fragrance, first of all. Second of all, I have such a small impact. If Dior wants, they could, I don't know if they could actually sue me, but they could technically sue me and they could silence me immediately. But I am such a small fish in a sea full of bigger fishes, they don't even care. But when it comes to a small brand and you're disrespectful, this is something else, you know what I mean? The Dior Sauvage trash hype is just kind of a funny thing to be a little bit creative and, you know, give a little bit of spice, kind of, you know what I mean? But of course, I totally get it when people say, hey, it's still disrespectful, you should stop doing it. Totally get it. Absolutely. In any case, I swift off because ADHD, blah, 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 blah. What I want to say is that this dupe brand sent out the perfume, told the people to make a review, to make a video. Some people were like, I don't like it. And first of all, I respect that. But then there were people that switched because they got paid. Apparently not by the brand, but think about it. Who profits from it if you change your opinion about a product from a brand? Who? A retailer? A random dude online who loves this fragrance so much, who doesn't want to see any negative videos on it? Come on, that's all I'm gonna say. You just need to strang dies Hirnia, man. Was soll ich sagen? How do you say that in English? Strang dies Hirnia. Strain your brain. Think about it. Who profits from it if you change your mind about a product and you actually give positive feedback for it? It's only the brand or some person who works with the brand. Either way, the brand is somehow included. And if the brand would not like it, they for sure know about this. And I think it is their responsibility to be like, hey, the person that did this is not anymore working with us. Because if you are from the beginning all about the truth and hey, be honest, it's okay if you don't like our product and whatever, then you should also be honest enough and be like, hey, we don't want to work with these kind of people. And if that person is so important, then just tell the person to stop it, to stop doing it, to stop basically buy influencers or pay influencers to lie.
This video is probably gonna get me in a lot of trouble, and I don't really care because I think the most important thing to me is being truthful, telling the truth, and having integrity, especially in the space of influencing people to spend their hard-earned money on products. And as a content creator who has an audience, you have a responsibility to the people you're speaking to and influencing. And I have a responsibility to my audience. And something happened today that I had no idea was happening, and it really shocked me. I think this is something that is supposed to be kept hush-hush, right? We're not supposed to talk about it. We're not supposed to tell anybody. But if I put myself in the shoes of the audience that watches our videos, that buys perfume based on our recommendations, I would not want to be lied to. I would not want to be deceived in the name of getting a paycheck and making money. I posted a video of my review on Vanilla Aura. I shared my 100% honest thoughts, as I always do. This is what I value most as a content creator, is being honest and bringing you products and fragrances that I really truly love and think that you will love. The people that follow me because we probably have very similar taste in perfume. So you're looking to me and my nose and my privilege as a creator who gets sent a lot of perfumes to be able to review these perfumes and bring it back to you for you to make a decision. So I was very honest in my review. I did not like Vanilla Aura. I did not think it was a one-to-one dupe of Vanille Planifolia. I didn't think it was a good vanilla perfume on its own outside of being a dupe of a perfume. And today I received an offer, and I'm not gonna say any names, any brands, anything like that. It's really irrelevant to the message that I'm trying to spread. But I received an offer for a lot of money to come back on TikTok and make a video straight up lying. The video was supposed to be me saying that I let the perfume dry down and the dry down is actually great and I changed my opinion and I actually love this perfume. I was shocked. I didn't realize this was happening. I didn't realize people were being paid to lie. And if this was offered to me, I can only imagine how often this is happening. And I'm very taken back, shocked, sickened, kind of devastated because I have always defended creators who come on here and review perfumes. If another creator posted a review loving Vanilla Aura, I'm not going to call them a liar. I don't understand their opinion, but I don't think they're lying. I think that they just have a different opinion, a different nose, a different experience with the perfume than I do. And that's okay. Now that I know that this is something that's actually happening, I need you to know what's going on behind the scenes. I do not think it's fair at all, under any circumstances, to be paid to post an opinion that's not true. That's not your real opinion. Especially in the times that we're living in right now. Especially in this economy when people are struggling to pay their bills, put food on the table, provide for their families, and maybe the one thing that they love and the one thing that brings them joy is perfume. And they can finally afford a $35 fragrance and they're influenced to spend their hard-earned money on a false review that was paid for. Please use your discernment. Be very intentional about the creators you're following and the content you're watching. And I am not calling out anybody in particular. I have no idea who this is happening to, how often this is happening. I just know it happened to me, so it must be happening more frequently.
Like, it is okay if you think that this fragrance is good. I haven't smelled it. Taste is taste. If you're being honest and you actually like it, totally fine. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You're fine with me, you know what I mean? I don't give a f. But if you're out there saying, I don't like it, a week later you're like, ooh, this is actually really good. I started to like it. I had to change my mind. This is actually even better than the Guerlain. Shut the f up. And this is exactly what pisses me off in this community. Too many advertising that is not honest. And I get it. It is some sort of business for you. You need to make money. You want to live of it. I totally get it. But if you are being honest and if you believe, there are other ways to actually make money, not only with advertising, you know what I mean? But if you are actually a decent human being, you would not have the need to actually do that, in my opinion. Because you would believe that you can make it even without the whole brand deals. There are so many brands out there. Reach out to one or two brands that can compensate whatever this brand would have paid you. If you have such a big influence, it will be easy. You will find easily a brand that will pay you. And I think we should also normalize that influencers can reach out to brand as long as it's not public begging for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I love this brand so much. Please collaborate with me. You know what I mean? I think that is like a little bit not shady, but I don't know. I just feel uncomfortable when I see these things because I think you need to somehow earn it without begging for it. Or at least I just don't like begging for things. I like to earn things. But this is how I operate. This is how I work. And this is why I'm not being successful. God damn it. In any case, what I want to give out to this snowflake stupid ass lying community is be decent, be honest, and be yourself. Accept people's opinions even if they do not rely with what you believe in or whatever, and have decent discussions and conversations. We are all human beings. Stop spreading hate. No, don't stop spreading hate. Hate is actually good. Men appreciate hate. Come and give me some hate right now. Come on, shawty. You know what I mean? Stop spreading hate. Start spreading positivity. I stopped commenting because it's draining my energy. It's draining my energy whenever I support some sort of people and it turns out that they are not decent. So many times I got not ripped off, but like so many times I've been fooled by people who I thought were friends. But I had to learn the hard way that these people are not my friends. These are just random people on the internet who, I guess, that saw some sort of advantage for themselves and actually took advantage of me, of my kindness. And I don't know, I'm having really hard time with dealing with this, to be honest, because I could never do someone that dirty. You know what I mean? I was also young at one point. I also did people dirty, for sure. This is kind of character development. After I've done people dirty, I felt really bad and I apologized. I had the decency to apologize. But most, they don't apologize, they don't reflect, they just move on and they're like, hey, this was totally fine what I did. You know what I mean? So many people I supported that went behind my back. I lost friends or people I thought were friends. I lost brand deals and even more. You know what I mean? And they even start spreading hate. They start spreading rumors about me. And yeah, this community is definitely nothing for decent people. So I'm gonna end this video with an advice. My advice is don't make too many friends in life and especially not in this community. Don't trust words, trust actions. This is by far not all I have to say. This is just like some thoughts that I wanted to push out in this community, that I wanted to push out into the world, into my channel. And if you appreciate these kind of videos, if you want to see more of these real talk kind of videos, let me know down in the comments down below. I would really appreciate your support. I would really appreciate your thoughts behind all of this, what you think of it. Let's have a regular discussions. We are all humans. We are all adults. So please, share this with your dog, share this with your cat, share this with your, I don't know man, share this with your neighbor, share this with someone who should see this, or you want to share something or inspire or whatever. Share this with someone, man. I need more people who can have a good discussion, and I need more people not on my side but who are like-minded. In any case, thanks for watching, stay healthy and see you next time. Bye bye.
It's never what it seems. Yeah, there's mountain on you bitches with them on